Hi YouTube, it's Molly again, and today I am here to answer more of your questions from the giveaway. So these ones are more related to um, me personally and not things related to weight loss, surgery, or those kinds of things. So these are just unrelated questions, to surgery at least. So the first one is, what are you studying in school, and what are you hoping to do after graduating? Um, So currently I am a robotics engineering major. I'm minoring in mechanical engineering, and I'm also in a combined BSMS program for uh, fire protection engineering. So I'm considering switching my major and my minor so that I would be in mechanical engineering with a minor in robotics, but I haven't made that decision yet or not. So I need to work on that. Um, And then at school, I'm on the EMS squad. I'm currently a first responder because my EMT testing got put off to come to Texas for this research position, so I am still not an EMT. Um, I'm trained as an EMT, but the state of Massachusetts doesn't know that yet. So once I get back up to Massachusetts, I'll take my practical exam and then hopefully be an EMT. Um, so I definitely want to work on an ambulance while I'm getting through school, um, but that's not uh, all that I want to do. So this research position that I've talked about that I have here in Texas is along the lines of what I'd like to do. So what I'm working on here in Texas is um, an unmanned autonomous, um, or I'm sorry, it's not autonomous, it's an unmanned aerial vehicle for chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear disasters. And I'm working with the interface so that responders can see what the pilot is seeing and be able to take pictures and images from an iPad, so that they can use to identify things that they need, um, or relocate patients, whatever it is that they can take pictures of and use to their benefit. And that's kind of along the lines of something that I'd like to do. I'd like to do something in between fire protection and robotics. So anything where robotics has the ability to help emergency response and help save lives, that's what I want to work on. So, what I'm working on this summer is interesting. It's more computer science than I'm really comfortable with, or at least at this point, because I lean more towards the mechanical side, which is why I'm considering switching to mechanical to get out of the last couple of computer science classes that I'd have to take um, to get my robotics degree. So we'll see if I decide to stay or not. But robotics and fire protection and emergency response, that's that's really what I want to do with my life. Anything where I can be helping people but still be involved in engineering, and on the side, or as a part-time job, or on the weekends, or at least while I'm paying off loans, I would definitely like to work um, through an ambulance service as an EMT. So I think that answers the question. Maybe. If there's more, let me know. Most people have no clue what I'm talking about. Fire protection and robotics and being an EMT. They're like, what are you doing with your life? Um, it's kind of an interesting combination, but there's a big market for it. The school that I'm at right now has a huge center for robotic assisted search and rescue. And the lady that I'm working with just finished up a book about 52 different robots that have worked in disasters around the world. So sometimes people are like, is that really a thing? When I tell them that I want to work on robotics for disasters, and yes, it is really a thing. So that's that. What is your all-time favorite movie, and what kinds of books or magazines do you like to read that are not related to work? Okay. So because I'm in engineering and I'm basically getting three different degrees because I'm crazy and just keep adding on more things. Because I went in with just a robotics degree, and then I added on the minor, and then I found the fire protection department, and I was like, I love you guys, I want to be a part of you. And they're like, great, come be a part of our master's program, and you can start now because we think you're great. So yeah, I just keep adding things on. So because of that, I'm busy, and I study a lot, and my brain hurts a lot. Um, so because of that, I like stupid movies. I like comedy movies where I don't have to think a lot. I can just be half asleep and listen for 5 minutes and laugh at it and then fall back half asleep and not really have to follow a plot if I don't want to. I don't know if I can really narrow it down. It's stupid comedies. Bruce Almighty, Couples Retreat, any kind of Pixar animated like Nemo and Monsters and all of those. I'm apparently a 12-year-old kid, but I like things where I don't really need to think and follow twisted plots. I just don't have the brain power to do that when I'm trying to chill out and watch a movie. So I guess anything that entertains me makes me laugh and I don't have to think about. And the other part of that was books and magazines not related to work. That doesn't really happen a lot. The last time I finished a book, I think was I read half of the last Harry Potter book on my way to Morocco, and I read half of it on the plane ride back. And that was pretty sad because that was like 5 years after the last Harry Potter book came out, and I was obsessed with Harry Potter, and I never even finished the last book because I could just never get around to it. I never had time. So, with that being said, because I haven't read in a long time, and even if I were to have time to read now, it's probably going to be in that still like young adult fiction or nonfiction kind of fantasy thing. I love the Harry Potter series. I'm glad I did finally read that on the way to Morocco. I actually started before I got to Texas. Another series that I started and never finished, which is the Inheritance series, which people might recognize the name Aragon. Read Aragon, never read the rest of the trilogy, so I tried to restart that in the weeks when I was recovering from surgery, and yet again started it, got to Texas, and haven't picked it up since then. It could be another 7 years before I finished it, let's be honest. I probably read the first 100 pages of Aragon like 7 times because I just keep saying, oh yeah, I'm going to read it now. I read it for a couple days and then life happens and I end up studying differential equations. So, I know that wasn't a very exciting answer. It was basically, I don't have time for that. I'm sorry. And then the last question is, what are the posters of in your room? And Tammy, I know I've been neglecting you in this question because you keep asking me that. So I'm going to answer it for all of the 3 locations that you've seen posters in my room. So you get the question answered 3 times. I think you commented this question when I was at home in Erie. So the posters in my room are a lot of CD covers, movie posters, pictures of my friends in high school, very outdated for the most part, except for the robots that were behind me. I think the robots are really the only thing that I'm still into that are plastered on my walls at home. At school, behind me was pictures from Morocco, because I went in the fall term of last year, and that was just the greatest experience ever. So yeah, those were all pictures from Morocco, and then on the side I had a picture or a flag that says "Don't give up the ship," which is it's a big Erie thing. It was a flag that flew and still does fly on the U.S. brig Niagara in the Battle of Lake Erie. It's a big Erie thing. If you're not familiar with Erie, you probably have no clue. But yeah, it's a flag that says "Don't give up the ship." And then here behind me, because my walls are very boring here, and I'm kind of really disappointed that the printer in this building is black and white because it's still kind of boring in here. But I guess black and white's better than nothing. I printed out a bunch of motivational, get your butt up and move kind of quotes and sayings. A lot of them that I've stolen off of Facebook and uh, just been randomly accumulating in a file, things that I like. So it's kind of motivation to go work out, like the one that's staring at me right now that says a 1 hour workout is 4% of your day. Just do it, which is what I need to do right now instead of sitting on my butt making a YouTube video, which is over 10 minutes now. So I'm going to go work out. I hope that answers some of your questions. Have a great day, guys.